My trademark move, don't do it. G'day viewers, welcome. Totally fucked up Friday.
Hello.
First story is from my perspective, a bit of a good news story, but fucked up from a Hollywood studio's point of view. Namely, that they lost a big High Court challenge in Australia. One of the ISPs here, iiNet, had been defending against charges that they were personally responsible for the actions of their downloaders. Namely, they said, well, people on your service downloading all these movies
and music and stuff,
and you're not stopping them, so we hold you criminally responsible for.
That's right.
Which, thankfully, all the courts in Australia said, fuck off, that's dumb.
It's not just a set of tubes.
Yeah. So, finally, a bit of good news in the copyright wars. A little bit of common sense. The court said, no, you can't say the ISP is responsible for what their subscribers do. That's just stupid.
All the judges were anonymous. No, unanimous.
Yeah.
They weren't anonymous at all. They had names and everything, and they had their wigs around the right way so you could see their faces. But they were all unanimous in saying, nah, mate, that's just ridiculous. And the words you tool and tosser and cough dismissed were, I believe, used.
They were actually in the official court transcripts.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it for good news, okay? The rest really
ends now.
Totally fucked up. Now, everyone who thought they had happy dancers when SOPA got overturned, or at least never went forward in the US.
Oh yeah. SOPA takes
Besides the fact they're just coming back with the next version anyway, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, the majority of US ISPs have essentially agreed to do the worst bits of SOPA voluntarily, handing over information to the MPAA and the RIAA, which is bullshit. But the latest actual proposed law in the US, CISPA,
which sounds good, doesn't it?
It does. CISPA
sounds like a party drug.
And
I'm going to get me some CISPA. I'm going to get me some CISPA and go moshing in jail.
You think everything sounds like party drugs?
It should.
It should. But this one is just fucked up in that under the grounds of cybersecurity, we've got to be able to stop nasty attacks on our infrastructure.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Stopping attacks on infrastructure.
Yeah.
But when you word the law so broadly that it's basically not just the government, but private entities can do pretty much anything if they go, cybersecurity!
He looked at my lawnmower!
Cybersecurity! And they are explicitly allowed to disrupt services, disrupt communication. And as long as they say, in good faith, I was doing that to protect my system in the name of cybersecurity. Links below. How fucked?
Looking at three different colours of taupe.
Yeah, and that sort of stuff obviously can't be allowed to go forward.
No.
And what I love, it's not just in the US, okay? There's been ridiculous shit going on in Canada as well. Mm-hmm. And one of the founders of the internet, or of the World Wide Web, Tim Berners-Lee, has spoken out in his native UK saying, what the fuck are you guys thinking? Because in the UK, they're proposing a law that basically means total surveillance.
Utter.
It's like, no reasonable cause. You don't have to be doing anything wrong for the government to be allowed to monitor everything. All your email, all your internet traffic, if they want to.
Now, see me, I'm okay. Right?
Totally. Look at him. You would not imagine he would ever look at anything wrong on the internet, right?
Him, on the other hand, jail.
That wasn't what we rehearsed!
No, I'd be going to jail too.
Yes!
I'd be so going to jail. I would.
But the scariest thing, and this isn't a historical thing, it's a really famous quote by Cardinal Richelieu, who the Three Musketeers fought against.
Yeah, and you can't trust him because he's French.
Yeah. His line was along the lines of, give me, and it's some small number, like 20 lines, written by any man, and I'll give you a reason to hang him. Namely, if the authorities want to make you guilty of something, they will make you guilty of something.
Guilty as hell. And I had a look at my online traffic just for shits and giggles, for fun and joys, right? Just for CISPA party drug time getting on down, right? For total surveillance. And I said, what could they possibly, because I'm old, right? I don't even look at porn anymore. I'm that boring. And I said, what could they get me for? And we worked out terrorism.
Yeah, you only have to start looking at the fun videos on YouTube where they blow stuff up.
Right, because I'm always looking for special effects, right?
Yeah.
Cheap special effects. And I've worked out with my research, political research for just what we do, and special effects, it looks like I'm about to blow shit up. Aww.
So, yeah, this is what bugs me when you bring some of this stuff up, and like, speaking of the UK and surveillance, with all the cameras being the most surveilled populace in the world, I have people say, oh, but it's worth it if it stops one terrorist. And if it fucking doesn't, if it doesn't stop any terrorists, just fucks up the lives of everyone else, is it worth it then? Really? It's ridiculous. But on the bright side, at least we're white.
We are white.
Because there was another story...
Actually, he's white. I'm mostly white.
Don't go there. Everyone hates you enough without bringing mixed races into it.
You've got a point there. Good point.
So we'll leave it. Look, there's been a lot of talk in the US about racism after the young kidling got shot with his Skittles and whatnot for, you know, being black while wearing a hoodie.
Oh, what a bastard!
Exactly. Now, there was a case in the UK...
You know he got those Skittles with actual money?
Yeah, I know, which is just showing absolute disregard
Contempt.
For something.
I don't know what.
But in the UK, a fireman who happened to be of the black persuasion was driving home in his Audi. So this is a well-to-do guy. He was apparently wearing a three-piece pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
And just by the by, what sort of fight? You know, the girls who all have the hots for firefighters?
That guy.
Look at that! Hopefully
guy.
I'm remembering to put the picture here in the editing process.
The guy's out of central casting, right? He looks fabulous, right? It's like if you were going to do shit-hot looking fireman of the 21st century, it'd be this guy.
So this guy is driving home in his white Audi, and there's a party that's got out of control, and a bunch of cops are being called, and everyone at the party was black, right? Some black youths are causing stir. And our man in the Audi's driving up, and he sees a kid, not necessarily a kid, but a youngish person, throw a brick at a police van. And he goes, okay, that's some bullshit right there.
That's not on.
And this guy's also had police training. So he got a good description of the guy. Winds up to the side of the van to say, essentially, officer, I've got a description of that miscreant. We can't allow this sort of disrespect to go on. I wish to help you out in dealing with him. To which the police said, why, thank you, my sir, and I am glad that you are breaking the stereotype, showing the police we should not profile people on the basis of race, because you show that letting one bad apple contaminate all our judgment would be the wrong thing to do. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Or, actually, Angry... Is that actually what happened? Or
no.
Did something else happen?
They screamed, fuck off, you prick. And a little bit more abuse went our gentleman's way. And he said, right, I don't like you.
You're clearly not going to get on.
I'm going to go this way. And so he drives on, and then he sees a police cordon that was blocking the road for the party. And he pulls up and he goes, first, okay, guys, first I want to tell you I've got a description of a bad person. Second, I'd like the badge number of the wanker in the van so I can file a complaint. Third, if you're blocking the street, where do I get home? And these officers said, I'm very sorry for your inconvenience. Shocking. You're clearly a law-abiding citizen. Obviously. A fireman too, you say. Brother in service. Let us help you out here.
Oh, Angry, did they do that?
Or did they also go with the abuse, reach in through his car window, haul him out of the car, hurl a few more racial epithets, and tase him without warning?
Unfucking believable.
And you can believe it because a bunch of people got their phones and cameras out and started recording it, to which the police said, citizens reporting as they should. I'm prepared to stand by my actions, and I fear nothing from what you fine citizens are doing there.
Or, in fact, was something else said.
Along the lines of, turn those fucking cameras off! I'll fucking do you!
So Fuck me drunk.
Oh my god!
Fuck me drunk. My
This is
God.
the definition of a clusterfuck! It just got worse as it went on.
You just go, what the fuck else could you have done?
What else could be worse? What could be worse if when our fine upstanding fireman, who had the audacity to be black, went in to file an official report, they buried his paperwork so the report would never see the light, which they said was an oversight. I'm sure. I'm sure in the light of that whole cavalcade,
fuck yes.
that was an oversight.
That was an oversight.
It's just like,
hang on a minute.
my god.
This report makes us look like a motherfucking pillocks. Fucking put this in a shit house.
It's just like, it really doesn't get much more fucked up than that.
Unbelievable.
Oh, I think I have to lighten the mood a bit, AZ.
I think
you know when you swore blind that cattle prod I was using on you had no therapeutic value.
I've since come around because it's actually getting toward the middle of the month.
Yeah. And
it's about time for cattle prodding, and I usually feel pretty bad during the cattle prodding, but the ultra fallopian extension problem that I have goes away after the cattle prodding.
Once it goes in further and further, that's the real trick. And I've got someone to back me up. This 79-year-old gent in the UK who's had to front court for his slightly unconventional approach to cancer treatment, which involved telling some female patients that they had cancer, but he could help them.
Yes.
And it did involve inserting electrical devices and shocking them.
Yes.
It also involved, you should take off all your clothes and let me rub oil on you for therapeutic purposes.
I was actually thinking, because I was watching that, and I was thinking you should be rubbing oil on me, because you know how once every 3 weeks, we got to get the timings just right, I get to eat the bare wires of the light socket. Well, I'm thinking if you rubbed in oil, that'd be better, but I'm wondering if we could use 2 power points this time, because I think the effect would be better. And also, too, you know how every week you have to smack the back of my head to pop out an eye to scratch the back of my eyeball? It's getting time again.
I really think it is. The oil thing's not going to happen.
Well,
Sharp rap in the back of the head.
All right, if you give me a good smack and then we'll scratch it, and I'm ready. Okay, that's good. Now scratch it. Oh, now quick, put it back in before it gets too big to... All right, that's good. That's good.
So
it's good that these women are complaining that they never had these diseases to start with.
And that was possibly the topper. After all the horrible sexual abuse he inflicted on them, they didn't even have cancer. It's just like, what a horrible, fucked, creepy man. But ladies, look, and men, because he apparently did have some people who were men and actually did have cancer and he was doing similar things to, they found him at a place called the Health Fair, spelled F-A-Y-R-E.
That's what you want.
I'm just going to go out on a limb. If you stumble onto a place called Health Fair full of hippies with mystical healing, it's probably fucking bullshit! Don't fall for that stupid fucking new age, head up the arse, skull fucked evil hippie shit. The best possible outcome is it doesn't work. The worst is obviously these people who aren't just shysters taking your money, but are sick, fucked up individuals who'll exploit desperate people and sexually abuse them.
But I like the eye scratch.
You like far too many things.
That's fair. That's fair.